we are upcycling this frumpy little number into something I will actually wear. So this is what it's like on, and where to begin. I hate the neckline. I just decide if you're going to be lower or just like really high. I just hate this in-betweenness. The sleeves, and I don't know if it's just that the skirt is too full and the waist is too low. Like my natural waist is about here. I mean, to be fair, it's not that far off, but I just think it gives like a really like 80s kind of vibe, which I just can't gel with. But I love the print. It's like this Art Nouveau peacock print in like a minty green and a dark green, and I think I can really work with this fabric. It's like a needle point corduroy, I think. So it's like a thinnish corduroy, but I just don't like it. But I have a load of ideas for this, so let's head to the planning area and remake this into something that I will actually wear. For this design, I was heavily inspired by this outfit from Tokyo Fashion Week 2018. I don't know if it's the colours or the textures, but there's something about the shape that just really appeals to me, and I just keep going back to this image. So I thought, let's try and recreate this slip dress thing that goes on top. So I have no real plan, I just hope it looks a little like this. So the first thing I'm going to do is unpick the sleeves and the gathered skirt, and then we can start to see how much fabric we have to work with. Look, the bodice is all lined. I don't know if I showed you, but there's like a really nice button detail at the back, which would be really great because there are buttons in this design. So it'd be great to either repurpose them or maybe use the back on the front somehow, so I don't have to add extra buttonholes, but we shall see. Oh, that's clever. So I've just, this is a Laura Ashley and Joanie collaboration dress, and in order to get a more of a puff sleeve, they've added like an extra bit of fabric as like an under ruffle thing to keep it upright. That's a really nice detail. I really like that. Do you know what? I'm going to be lazy and literally just cut it instead. Don't judge me. It does worry me sometimes how easy I find it, like cutting into fabric and like clothes. Like I'm never that nervous. Maybe I should be, because sometimes they don't turn out great. So I've deconstructed the top, taken the sleeves off, and I've actually cut, one second, I've cut up along the shoulder seams as well. And I thought maybe I could just like switch it around and the buttons will be fine, but it doesn't fit very well because my back hasn't got boobs on. So what I was re-looking at that photo again and realised that it's actually like a deep V-neck, and then the buttons start here and it goes into like a swoop. So I put this on because this is my close fitting dress, and I'm going to use it as like a template, and I'm going to mark where my shoulder seams are, and then I'm going to mark where I want the buttons to start, and I'm thinking it's going to be like here. And the dress that I want to make, I don't want it to be as fitted as this because just because. So I'm just going to literally just put some pins where I want things to start and finish, and then honestly I'm just gonna wing it. Oh, I did find, I went to Stockport and there's a vintage emporium. I think it's the largest in the northwest of the UK. I'll put some like pictures and stuff here, and I bought these luminous buttons. So I'm thinking of using these big 3 ones, these 3 big ones, because that matches perfectly, and then create like little elastic loops to go along the side. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I've just put it the wrong side on me to then try and add some like darts and things like that. So there's like excess fabric here. So I'm just gonna like pinch that until I'm happy with how that's looking. Sorry, I'm just like looking in the mirror to help me figure out where it's gonna go. So I think about there would be good. Try not to stab my boob. And then in terms of the front, I am planning on having like a little tie, so I'm just wondering whether or not to add a little mini dart here. Okay, and then if we turn that this way, okay, that's looking a bit more fitted. Fabulous. So I have done all of the darts, and I've also added a panel on the front to extend it to the length I want. So I now need to create this front piece here, and then I'm thinking I just reuse the back piece from the original dress to create the back and then create like a skirt thing. That should work. We'll see. It's getting there. Does think I probably should have used a pattern because I really am winging this. So let me show you what I'm currently trying to do. So I attached the front and back to the original back shoulder seams, and I've tried it on and it all looks all right, but the side seams aren't matching because obviously I haven't like done it properly. So I'm literally just gonna like lob a side off, and then where it's a bit too long on one side, I'm literally gonna create like a little dart. And I like tried it on in the mirror and I think it actually looks all right. So we're just gonna go ahead. That's my only option. So I've sewn one side and I've pinned the other, so I'm just gonna like try it on and see where we're at with it before I stitch the other side. Oh my goodness, only if I can find out where the... Okay. I have to be very careful because there are lots of pins everywhere. Okay, that is weirdly not too shabby. Yeah, that's kind of how I wanted it to look. I mean, this bit is looking a bit weird, but I think it's because I cut it too narrow at the bottom here. But I mean, once it's got the little buttons, which I've got here, those will go like on the side here. It doesn't look too horrendous, and like, so like the buttons are going to go like up here, so then whatever I wear underneath will be like poking out, and then yeah, and then there's the weird little dart, which actually I think just looks like a sewing mistake, so I think I'm going to actually unpick that and just redo it as normal. But yeah, I don't hate it actually. I'm just seeing if I've got like something to tie around my waist. Ah. Yeah. It's getting there. Right, so I left the project for 3 days. To be honest, I was getting quite annoyed about it. It was stressing me out that it just wasn't sitting right, and I think it was mainly because of the buttons and some of the it just felt too baggy, and I felt like it just didn't fit my body. So I left it and repainted the studio, dyed my hair a slightly different colour, but I've got clarification, which is great. So I'll show you where I got up to. I thought in order to sort of help me visualise the end product, I stuck this top that I'm planning to wear with it underneath. And I have tried it on and it actually fits really nice. But there are a few things that I'm going to do. You can't really see these buttons, so I'm going to change them for some bows, and I'll show you the options in a second. I also bought some bias binding to finish the armholes, and I obviously need to clear up the seams inside, like overlock them and things like that. I've also decided that I'm going to add some ties at the back, but probably try and put them in at the side seams. So only because I really want that like in and flared shape, and I've tried it with a couple of belts and it just doesn't look very nice. So I'm hoping with these little ties it should look good. So here are my options. I picked up some velvet ribbon and I got them in 2 colours, so this really nice dark pink and then a slightly brighter pink. And I already yeah, I know, I'm leaning towards the darker pink already. I think that could look really nice. So I might just try and make a quick bow and stick it on and see how it looks. One sec. Okay, here it is with the pinky red, which I think looks really nice, but I don't know if it looks too Christmassy. I'm going to see what it looks like with the pink, and then I also have one other option which I will have to have a look at. Okay, that's what it looks like with the pink, and weirdly I'm actually leaning towards this a lot more than the red. I'll just show you this last option, and then if I don't like the last option, then I'm thinking of trying this on with the pink to get a really good idea. Okay, ignore everything that is happening around me. It's just a mess. Okay, I really like this. I really like the dark pinky red, sort of like burgundy. And yeah, so I was going to add some like ties at the back here just to make it go out a little bit more. I really like this, so I think we're going to go for this and just literally just have this one line laced. I'm just going to unpick it and just double check that I really don't want the bows instead, because I could make them detachable bows, but I don't think that's going to work. So let's switch it around. I don't know what to do. I even quite like the length of these as well. I don't know what to do. I've decided, and I think people might not agree, but I think I'm sticking with the bows. And I'm doing that because this kind of colour is more in my colour palette of a wardrobe, rather than the sort of red wine colour. I don't really have any of this kind of reddish colour, so it's been decided I'm going to hot glue the little top of these ribbon bits so they all stay together, and then I'm going to hand stitch them on after. But before I do that, I do need to clean up the hems, add the bias binding, oh, and add some ties. So, oh, I could probably use this as ties instead. So then it's going to go at the back and just sort of bring it in around the bust. Look at you getting so much leg. Right, I am really pleased with how this dress turned out. I'll be honest, the first day that I was tackling it, I was just getting very frustrated. I was annoyed that it wasn't going my way because I didn't use a pattern and this just wasn't looking good. But I think this has turned out really well, and I will 100% wear this compared to the frumpy mess that was before. So yeah, I am really pleased. I think going forward with my other upcycles, I think if I want a specific shape, I think I will just use a pattern just for peace of mind, peace of sewing mind. But other than that, I'm quite chuffed. I can already see, like, I'm gonna probably like make like a little scarf mini skirt, or maybe like a lace mini skirt to go underneath this, because I do think the green works really well. But I don't know, I think maybe I might add like some more colours like pink and blue to kind of mash this up a little bit. But anyway, this is hopefully going to be a ongoing series where I upcycle all of that stuff that you saw in my declutter wardrobe video. So if you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe. It really does help. You have no idea. And thank you for watching. So I will see you next time.